Peace, peace, world. What is going on? Happy Friday. Welcome to Substantial Weekly. Coming to you live right now from Words Beats and Life. Other hand, there we go. Words Beats and Life headquarters. Hope y'all are doing well, man. No effects today, no mics. You know what it is. Anytime I'm on the move, it's the basics. But yeah, man, happy to see everyone up here in the chat. Shout out to Early Bird in here already. You know what I mean? Earth Day early bird. It's early's time of year. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, definitely wanted to check in with you guys, give y'all a bunch of updates and all that good stuff. But again, man, coming to you live from Words Beats and Life headquarters. Shout out to anyone who came out to the Words Beats and Life festival and attended Jazz and Blossoms last week. Got to see a couple fans, who one shout out to one of our fans, man, that one of the fans who actually volunteered. So that was super dope. I see him at events I've done, events that Shingo has done, and around the city at a lot of stuff. And so it's dope that he's volunteered twice for Words Beats and Life in the past, and so that was really really dope to see, man. But yeah, definitely had a great time. A quick heads up, we have the what's it called, the donation button for Words Beats and Life under the video. Today we are only $28 away from hitting 300 raised here on YouTube. And there's also another donation button on Instagram as well for those who want to support the great work we're doing here in the DMV area, man. But shout out to all of y'all who've already contributed, got the word out, all of that stuff. And this hoodie I'm wearing now is some of our merchandise. So for those of you who want something for your donation, you can definitely do that by, purchasing some merch from our website. I'll take y'all a little bit later in the show. I'll show y'all some of the merch options we got available other than this hoodie here, which comes in a bunch of different colors. My question for y'all before we get too deep into it today, obviously I'm not at the studio at home, so it's going to be a bit challenging for me to play any unreleased music for y'all. But I did want to know, for our goal today, for our 5 super chats, what is it you would like me to add as a goal to share with you guys today? Is it something specific y'all want me to talk about? It can be whatever y'all choose. I'm gonna leave it to y'all. You let me know, and then I'll go ahead and finish the goal and make sure that's set up for today, outside of the goal of raising money for WBL. Pardon me. Your support is always appreciated. Never mandatory, but always appreciated. But let's go to the chat right quick. We got C Cruz in here. Shout out to C Cruz. Chill with Case. Peace. What's going on? France in the building. Warpath out here repping the Midwest. Good to see you up in here, family. My man Early Bird VA is in the house. Tommy Hackett, who I think Tommy is out in Seattle, if memory serves me correct. I'm a man of a certain age. But and then who else we got in the building? Greenface Kid. I can't remember where Greenface Kid is from. I know it's US, and I feel like it's in the South, but I'm not 100% sure. Hey, Dave, what's going on? David Atkinson in the building, repping the DMV as well. And a happy born day shout out to Isaiah Scott, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for tuning in, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, I hope y'all are doing well. Again, man, I was talking about WBL Fest. We really had a great time over these last few days. I'm exhausted as one typically is. Yeah, I should have just said it. I thought it was Texas. But yeah, from Texas, but I'll be trolling that I'm from Alaska. You're funny. Yeah, man, that's what's up. I try to remember, man. Y'all don't have to support me, but you do. And so, who you are, where you represent, and the things that matter to y'all, I try to show love to y'all and make sure I pay attention when y'all share these things. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Again, happy birthday to Isaiah. It's dope. Everyone's showing him love right now. But yeah, man. I'll tell you what, Isaiah. You shoot me shoot me a email, and then we'll make this tradition. You know what I mean? Like I'll think about it. I don't want to break myself, but shoot me an email through my website, iamsubstantial.com. And for your birthday, man, let's see if we can hook you up with some merch. You know what I mean? So shoot me an email. I'll let you know what I have available, what I got at my right now. I'm at Words Beats and Life Studio. But when I'm at my office next, or my home studio, I'll find something cool to send you. You know what I mean? So you let me know. All right. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, Warpath. So Isaiah, you get to choose today's goal. Normally, the goal is I play some music and stuff like that that's unreleased. Share something with y'all. Unfortunately, because of the location I'm in, I'm unable to do that using my setup. So that being said, you can let us know, like, if we hit 5 super chats today, what is it? What's the issue you're dying to discuss, or the thing you want to know that we can cover in today's show? So you let me know, and I'll make that the goal today. But I'll go ahead and start plugging it in. Share how you'll celebrate for Isaiah's B-Day. We will send him a free shirt. I just put free merch. Send them free merch. And then we'll see what Isaiah is going to add to that. Let's see. Let's go to these comments real quick, or go to the chat. Hey, Soul Tiger, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let's see. Joshua McGee in the building. Got another Texas representing by way of Flint. All right. Won't be on long, but I'm always eager to tune in for Friday's community. Man, all good. I'm sorry, man. This is my first live stream I've tuned into. What type of goal should I set? Well, so look, the goal is, we hit a certain amount of super chats. Usually the goal is 5 super chats. And then from there, like, I'll sometimes I'll play an unreleased song if I got music available to me, which I don't, even though I know you see all this equipment and stuff like that. But since we can't do that, the goal today is to hook you up with some free merchandise, right? So if we hit 5 super chats today, regardless, I'm gonna hook you up with at least one free item of merch. But like, if there's a particular question you have today and you want me to spend some time talking about it, you can let us know here in the super chat. You can let us know here in the chat, and then I'll add that as part of the goal. And you know what? And then, man, go a step further. I think what we'll start doing for birthdays in general is also, man, if you want, I'll send you a shout out, a customized shout out video. You know what I'm saying? So, quick little reel, share with you via whatever platform you prefer. Could be YouTube, it could be Instagram, etc. But a quick birthday shout out joint as well. So the goal: 5 super chats, answer whatever question you got, whatever thing you want me to talk about today, um, along with a t-shirt sent to you, pardon me, or a merch item. So it could be a physical item, whether it's shirt, something like that, something that I have in stock, obviously. So we'll discuss that offline. And then what was the last thing? I forgot already. I just said, and the B-Day shout out video. You know what I mean? So if that works for y'all, let me get a thumbs up in the chat if everybody's cool with that. In particular, if Isaiah's cool with that. And then that'll be our goal today. All right. Yep. And it doesn't, and for those of you who support via the super chat, it doesn't have to be an exorbitant amount. It doesn't have to be, it could be $1, it could be 5, it could be whatever you choose. And this is outside of the donations for Words Beats and Life, which obviously go directly to Words Beats and Life. And we'll talk about the merch and stuff a bit later too. All right. All right. We got one thumbs up. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add it. Free merch. B-Day shout out vid And chooses. Got it. All right. So for Isaiah's B Day, we will send him a free what was it free merch, a B Day shout out vid, and focus on the topic he chooses. Starting to go right about nowish. Just be nice. Don't choose anything crazy. All right. So Isaiah, you let me know. And again, you can contact me for the vid and the merch. I'll give you the site. And we're going to make this official that this is what we're going to do going forward anytime it's somebody's birthday. All right. So I'm going to drop that link in here now for you. Boom. So Isaiah, feel free to write me whenever you get a chance. Just make sure you save that link for later. I'll put it up on the screen in case it's hard for you to see the super chat. All right. On that note, let's go ahead and get started because this won't be a long one today because I just went in my bag and realized I forgot my charging cord and I am down to 39% in terms of battery life. Okay, cool. All right. So that's what we'll do. I'll tell you the story of tell you the origin story of the name Substantial. I got you. All right, y'all. So the super chat are open. The super chats are open. Our goal is to hit 5 super chats. You can donate as little or as much as you like. It's greatly appreciated. It's how I keep the channel going. But while we wait for that to get done, let me switch these graphics around just to give you some quick updates. And let's see what we can do to make Isaiah's something's missing. Oh, there we go. Boom. Let's see what we can do to make it happen for our man Isaiah. And let's see. I know this story. I tell it. I tell it all the time. That's funny. Yeah, it is. It is a story about being sunned. Pretty much. But yeah, man. So a couple quick things. So as I mentioned in the thumbnail, Momocon, we're counting down to Momocon, 2025. I will be at Momocon. I'll be there doing a couple different participating in a couple events there. Performing live. I'll also be doing sketch pads live there in Atlanta. Shout out to anybody that ever complains that Substantial does not come down south. I do more than you realize. But yeah, man, I'll be back in MomoCon. Happy birthday, fam. Best community on the web. Man, that's what's up. Hey, shout out to Joshua for contributing. We are now 4 super chats away from our goal, man. Thank you for contributing, fam. All right. And let's do something. Boom, 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 boom. Make sure we do that. I'm going to refresh something as well, just to make sure something's working in the background. Okay, cool. All right. But yeah, thank you, brother. But again, MomoCon's happening. It's May 22nd through the 25th in Atlanta. I'll see y'all there. The performance that we're doing is going to be crazy, but obviously we also got sketch pads happening. But yeah, so the performance is me, the homie Alan Z, who, if you've ever watched the TV show Warrior, you may have heard his music in it. I also will be performing with Asher Rue. Asher Rue is the brother who created the official theme song for the TV show The Boondocks. He's also an OG member of the group Unspoken Herd, who's made some really dope music over the years and stuff before they parted ways. Sidebar, man, and I may have told this story before. I'm a man of a certain age, so we tell stories over and over again. But one of the dopest things, man, was back when my first album came out. Shout out and rest in peace to Nujabes. But when my first album came out on Hideout, he had set me up with an interview with one of Japan's largest hip hop magazines. And so they did a 2-page spread on me in this magazine. And one of the funniest things that came from that interview was they asked me uh, who was one of my favorite rappers to listen to at the time. And at that time it was Calm, right? Like it was Common Sense. Well, he was going by just Common by that time. So but I didn't say his whole rhyme name. I just said Calm. And so because I said Calm, the person who was interviewing me thought I said Cam. So they thought I was talking about Cameron. I am a fan of some of Cameron's stuff, but he wasn't my favorite artist at that particular time. It was Common. And so it was funny. It was one of the weird things that happened in that interview and stuff. But I was like, I mean, okay. But one of the dopest things about that situation was when you flip the page. Can't remember if it was before or after my interview. There was a 2-page spread in an interview with Unspoken Herd with Asheru and Blue Black. So it was super dope. This is around 2001 because this is a Japanese magazine covering hip hop culture, mostly rap music and DJing. And in this magazine, 4 pages of that magazine, like were covered in photos back in like 2001, right? So it was just like 4 pages of them talking about artists from our area, in particular me and the homies, Asheru and Blue Black. So that was just a super, super dope moment. And at that time, I didn't even realize it because I think this was one of like the first times I ever had like that type of publicity. And so I was just so overjoyed. Like, you just got like your part of the magazine, got the little little sticker on there or whatever, so you know what part you're featured in and stuff. And that's the thing, you're showing everybody. And I would see all the other people in there. Some people I recognize at this time. I didn't know Ash, but it was just so crazy that years later, when him and I became cool and we started hanging out, and then one day I go to his Spotify page and I see this album cover that I recognize because literally every store I walked into at that time, you see his album on the rack and my album was right next to it. And so that was just super dope. And it's one of those things that this is pre, social media as we know it. And because otherwise just being able to document that and tell that story in real time would have been crazy. But super dope, man. But again, Asheru will be there. Aztec, who's done a ton of music for different shows. Let's give a quick rundown of his resume for those of you who don't know what the brother has done. You know, so yeah, man, he's been a soundtrack artist for Jujutsu Kaisen, Beastars, Doctor Stone. Yeah, man, just is super super dope. Super dope, like hip hop artist, rapper, producer. Yeah, man, just good dude, man. Showed a lot of love when I met him and stuff, and so definitely worth checking out. He's gonna be performing live, and then who else we got? We got J Live, legendary hip hop artist. Man, got a lot of stories around us connecting as well. And Javier Starks, of course, my brother from another mother, and the homie Superstition. So again, that's May 22nd through the 25th. We're performing that Friday night. Should be a night to remember. So if you're in ATL, come through. All right. So real quick, let's talk about WBL merch. You can see the hoodie I'm wearing right now. That's on there. Got the WBL logo on it as well. I'll drop a link for y'all to check it out. This is just another way you can support the work that we're doing here in the area, but also the work we do abroad. Let's drop this link for you, Shazam. And I wanted to give y'all a heads up about the merch as well. A little typo. And just real quick, chat, let me know if you're still here. I know it's a little quiet right now, but let me know if you're still here. I'm just trying to make sure the internet connection is going good. There was something that looked like it was going to be an issue a second ago, but I think we're fine. All right. Boom, boom. All right, cool. There it is. All right. Appreciate you. Thank y'all. All right, here we go. All right, so just drop that link for y'all for the WBL shot. If y'all want to support, um, you can do so by going to that link that is in the chat. No pressure, man. Just like whatever support you can give, you can do so there. There's also a section of the website where you can just donate directly, minus some of the middlemen and stuff like that. But again, you can also do that right here on YouTube without leaving. So again, shout out to everyone who's been supporting. We're only $28 away from hitting 300 for for you know for Words Beats in Life. So let me see, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, all right, cool, we're good. So that's just some of the merch there. A heads up, the Jazz and Blossom stuff will only be available for like another month. Same thing with the WBL, some of the WBL Fest merchandise. But things like the Words Beats in Life, Wild Style logo hoodie, the sweatshirt here, the 73 joint. Real quick, someone in the chat, let me know 1973. What's the significance of that year? But then also we got mugs, we got socks, we got the windbreaker. So we got a couple different ways you can support on the site. All right. But on that note, once again, just a quick reminder: if you can support via the super chat, our goal is to hit 5 today, so we can do a little something for was it Isaiah's birthday. Yes, we got a winner in the question I asked a few minutes ago. Yes, that's the birth year of hip hop. It is debated every now and then, because some people talk about how certain elements of hip hop existed before Green Face put the birth of Isaiah. But yeah, some people debate on that particular year because of the fact that some of the elements were around before that, most notably, with graffiti art kind of taking hold in the 60s and stuff. Shout out to Warpath. Boom, man. We are at 2. We need 3 more. We are at 2 super chats. Thank y'all so much. So we can do something for the homie Isaiah. All right. And also answer the question of how I got the name Substantial. Let me see something. Something just came through. Just making sure. Cool. And then also, if you do contribute at one of the other places, whether it's PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, you just let me know. Even though that won't show up in the super chat, I can go verify that while we're still live, and we'll count that toward the goal too, because I know some of you do that from time to time. So thank you. All right. Boom. Let me make sure this is yes. All right, so let's take this down for a second. So any other questions y'all got today? As I mentioned before, today is literally going to be a short one, not doing a super long one today, because obviously I'm at headquarters, and then 2, I don't have my power supply, my power cord with me today. But and also, if you have questions about Words Beats in Life, man, like want to learn more about the work we're doing here, feel free to ask those. All right. Let's see. All right, open this here. Got it. Stomach over here talking. Lunchtime. Luckily, I brought my lunch with me. Question about if I ever met Madlib. So I've never met Madlib before, but I am a big fan. I've been listening to Madlib since his group, Lupac. You know what I mean? Used to be a big Lupac fan. Since what, late 90s. I've been listening, mid to late 90s. I've been listening to them. I discovered Madlib and Lupac through this group called the Alcoholics, which low key was one of my favorite rap groups from the West Coast when I was younger. And shout out to Tash from the Alcoholics, who, in my opinion, he's kind of like the West Coast Redman in that dude's just always consistent, man. And now this dude is in his like early 50s and he still sound fresh. He still puts on like still makes really dope hip hop music, man. So yeah, if you've never listened to them before, if you never listened to Loot Pack, Madlib's old group, you never listened to the Alcoholics, which put on a ton of people, man, and put me on to a lot of different folks. You know what I mean? That's how I discovered Madlib and his group Loot Pack. That's how I discovered Exhibit. That's how I discovered Defari, who's another hip hop educator, and who else? I'm trying to think of who else they put me on to, man. Anyway, super dope. Definitely a group worth checking out if you're not familiar. All right. Thanks for the question. Got a casual question from Nephew. What up, man? Good to see you up in here, Nair. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2, if you've heard about it? Of course I heard about it. I live with Serenity. my oldest daughter has been talking me to death about it. Shout out to her. She's probably watching right now at school. But yeah, man, she's been talking nonstop about it. She's super excited. Yeah, I'm anxious. This is probably what I'm most excited about, is being able to finally play Street Fighter games, like the new Street Fighter games, on the Switch. That's the only reason why I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I think all the other features and things that it can do are really dope. And obviously the price point isn't ideal for a lot of people who are accustomed to paying a bit less for Nintendo. But man, I'm a Nintendo supporter since like back in the day. So we're definitely copping it for our house. We're plan is to cop that and then gift my youngest daughter the old one. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely excited about that. You know. Let's see. Go here. It's so weird not having my sound effects and stuff with me to do things the way we normally do it. And like I said, I didn't have a whole lot to update y'all on. I will say this, man. I was talking about the festival earlier. It was talking about Words Beats and Life Festival. There were lots of highlights from it, but one of the coolest moments of that festival was getting to talk to Master Ace. It's been a minute since I seen that brother. I lived in Brooklyn for a while, and would see him in the scene because even though he's somebody who has had some mainstream success and had like been on a major and put out some classic records like the Symphony, like Born to Roll, his career as an independent hip hop artist has been very impressive. And one of the things I said to him, I was like, man, you are like the blueprint on how to age gracefully, as a hip hop musician, as a hip hop artist. Like, I mean, dude, he, from the Symphony, which is a big classic record from the 80s, to Born to Roll, which was like him just kind of really adapting like that Miami bass sound, but still maintaining his all everything that made him Brooklyn. Call me bench warmer because I don't play. Yo, Master Ace, man. But then, like, later on, like, songs for Yvonne. I was able to cop some vinyl from him too, which was really dope. I copped his NPR performance. He actually had that on wax, so I copped that because that's gonna be a rare record. You know what I mean? It's already a rare record, but probably gonna be even harder to find at some point. So cop that from him and just chopping it up. And I was just like, man, you're super inspiring, bro. And that song, Beautiful. Beautiful might be my favorite Master A song. So many dope lines in it. Yeah, I see a man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. The sound is pretty. It's like What's the line? I forget the line, but when he performed it, man, I was blacking out in the crowd. You know what I mean? It was one of the few moments I wasn't posted up by the merch table. But yeah, let's see. $80 for a game though. Man, I can tell y'all ain't yo, I remember copping games back in the day and seeing prices from like 50 to 60 plus. I'm talking about like in the 90s. I remember seeing a few games like being priced like that. And thinking it was crazy then. So like hearing that now, I ain't surprised. Saw Master Ace when Impulse opened for him in DC. He came up to me because he thought I was security at the venue. Yeah, he probably thought you were security until y'all start speaking. He was like, "No, this guy's too nice. He's too nice of a guy." You know what I mean? Even though I have come across some security guards that were genuinely nice people, and you know what I mean, just really nice, polite, weren't very, weren't rude, weren't whatever, good vibes, but also would destroy you if they needed to. Nostalgia is my favorite Master Ace song. Word, that's a dope one. One of my favorite Master Ace collabs is with the homies Cunning Linguist. Um, you know, the joint they did with him. Crazy record. Called Seasons. If y'all have never heard Seasons, check that joint out. Just kind of starts from the birth of hip hop and then moves through the different seasons of hip hop. You know what I mean? And basically talking about how in that moment hip hop was moving into its winter, right? And like how certain parts of it were dying. And so, yeah, man, it's a great song. If you've never heard it before, I highly recommend you check it out. Nostalgia's dope, yeah. Sometimes I work security at the draft house. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I mean, you got to look for it. Look at your photo. Look at this photo, y'all. Early looks like security right there. You see what I'm saying? Like, look, Early, if I got somebody else working the merch table, you come through the event, you know what I mean? I'm just I'm gonna pay you to post up on the side of the stage. You know what I'm saying? you know? But yeah, man. Hey, wow. Thank you, Warpath, for contributing, man. So yeah, we're two super chats away from hitting the goal. Thank y'all so much, man. Again, any money that comes through for this is pretty much going to be going toward me sending out the stuff to Isaiah for his birthday. So I appreciate you for supporting. Have a great one, Early. Have a great weekend, brother. Take care. All right, and let's check to see how WBL is doing as well. Quick refresh over there. All right, we're still at 272 there, but definitely if you decide to contribute, it's greatly appreciated. And also hit those with some love and likes and all that good stuff. But yeah, man. So anyway, outside of that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna treat it like we hit the goal already, in spite of not reaching it yet, because I want to make sure that I answer Isaiah's question. So I'll put it up on the screen. Hey, so look, so Aquarian Ninja 89 was pointing out the purple hoodie. So it's actually a Jazz and Blossoms hoodie, but he said that I must be a Prince fan. So the response to that is hell yes. I'm a huge Prince fan. Saw him live and was it 99? Yeah, I think it was like 99 or whatever. I saw him live. Saw him at Madison Square Garden. It was him, Shaka Khan, and Larry Graham, Drake's uncle, from Graham Central Station. Crazy. That band's fire. But yeah, man, it was a dope event. But yeah, I'm a huge Prince fan. Own a ton of his music. Got to see him live. I haven't gone to see his house in Minnesota yet, but I have, uh, what was it? I think at the Minnesota airport, one of the airports in Minnesota, they have a Prince store inside of it. So, needless to say, I was splurging. Y'all probably have seen it in past videos where I have like the Funko Pop up in the background, my Prince Funko Pop and stuff from was it? Which video was that from? Was it Raspberry Beret? I don't know if that's the outfit he wore there. Let me confirm. Boom, boom. Raspberry. Yes. Boy, hey, my memory, son. So yeah, man. Yeah, I was rocking the so my Funko Pop is literally it's the Clouds outfit that Prince rocks in the Raspberry Beret video. You know what I mean? All right. So on that note, let's go ahead and get to Isaiah's question because like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up. Whether we hit the goal or not, Isaiah, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Let's find your question. So we'll put that back up there. And so to answer the question, how did I come up with the name Substantial? So the short answer is I didn't come up with the name Substantial. So back in the day, I had a different rap name. My rap name was my old rap name used to be Confucius, believe it or not. Like I had a few different rap names, but at the time that I was named Substantial, Confucius was my rap name, and I had just moved to Brooklyn. And so anyway, shout out to my man Beef. Beef, who by the way had a dope name. So Beef was short for Be Efficient, which was his rap name and stuff. But my man Beef, who I used to hang with on Pratt campus, hanging with him in the lunchroom, playing spades, cracking jokes, hanging in the black hole. If you know, you know. And so he basically booked me for this event. The event featured Black Thought, Talib Kweli, and a couple other artists. At this time, I got booked to do another show, which was happening in Virginia, and it was actually paid. The show in Brooklyn would have probably been the better show to do in terms of brand alignment, right? But the show in Virginia was actually paying me, and I was a broke college kid. So needless to say, I found my way back home, and I went to go do this show. So basically, Isaiah, you ain't have to put up money on your birthday, bro. I appreciate you though, man. So yeah, like basically what ended up happening is he booked me for the show. I told him I can't do the show. I had to back out. And he was like, damn, I just got flyers done. So he gives me a flyer and I see the names on the joint. I'm like, man, this lineup is crazy. But one of the blowers was like, man, you didn't even put my name on it. He's like, oh no, I did. And then he points to it. He points to Substantial, right? And when I see it, and I was like, yo, that ain't my name. He's like, yeah, it should be, because it was no way I was putting Confucius on the flyer. My man cooks me, bro. He just cooks me like, yeah, man, it's Substantial's a way better name for you. And he just, of course I knew what the word meant, but he starts kind of breaking it down and how it pertained to the music I made of or having substance, right? To have a substantial amount of anything is like to have a real amount of it. And so we felt like that was a great way to describe the music I make. But more importantly, he was like, your name's right in the middle of it, by the way. I look at it again. I'm like, hey, yo, that's crazy. So I just get quiet, process. Was like, damn, yeah, man, I might need to do that. He's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So I proceeded to go do the show. I came back. And then from that point on, from that day on, like I literally took on Substantial. But at first, I took it on as an AKA. And when I would do open mics, I noticed that people would never, at the open mics, people would never say, like they see Confucius, aka Substantial, and they would just say Substantial. They wouldn't say the whole thing. It was like, man, I'm gonna just say Substantial. And I took that and I took the hint. I was like, yeah, I guess that's the one. That's the one I need to move forward with. And yeah, I mean, what's wild is the name has always resonated even before people knew that Stan was my real name. Like, and I've only ever really been challenged, I think, once about whether or not it was a good name to have, right? And that was by Truth of Godzilla. He was trying to play me. One time he was going in on me about the name. And then he was like, pretty much saying Substantial really just kind of meant average. And I was like, nah, that's not what that's really not what it means when most people talk about it, right? Like what, like, if we're talking about it in terms of money, like if you're coming to the table and negotiating business, you're probably not going to be able to negotiate a business deal with a average amount of money. You need a significant amount of money. You're going to need a substantial amount of money. And so no matter where you use that word in context, more times than not, um, you know, it reflects like something having substance, something having like some meat to it being significant. And um and it's funny how, like, now what I speak to my students a lot about is the importance of adding value no matter where you go. So if I'm in the studio and I'm making music, whatever I add to that situation, I'm adding value to it. I'm gonna make it better. I'm gonna leave it better than I found it. So yeah, man. But that's the story, of how I got the name Substantial. And literally what I learned from that moment, I learned in that moment the importance of a name, because literally when I took the name on, things with my career started moving a bit faster. So, and the importance of humbling yourself, right? Not taking yourself so serious that you are above criticism, and you can't take help from someone who literally, I mean, in that moment, he jump started my career, you know what I mean, by giving me that name. I want to say maybe within a year of having that name, I ended up signing my deal with Nujabes or whatever, and then getting a ton of other opportunities once I took that name on. So things started to move a bit quicker for me. So it was kind of dope. But on that note, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Isaiah, I gave you that contact page. Let me know if you need that link again. I will drop it in there if you need it. And I'm gonna get ready to break out. So if y'all got any other questions, now's the time to ask it. We are one super chat short of our goal, but like I said, Isaiah, I got you regardless. But if someone wants to contribute, I'm not here to block blessings. If that's what the Lord put on your heart, then I greatly appreciate it. You know. Let's see. Let me do this real quick just to refresh something. And yeah, man. So on that note, everybody, y'all have a great weekend, man. If you have time, definitely check. Oh man, quick sidebar. Um, I'm not sure how many of y'all have read Dilettante, but it's been on my list of books to read and purchase for a while, so I finally got it. And yeah, man, it's a great read. And just how they tie in the people who he's inspired, his life story, different projects, and just the history of Detroit in general. Like it's a really, really great book. Still reading that. I'm almost done. And before that, I think the last book I've read was the Moment Requires. Is that the title? Hold on, I don't have the book with me because I'm done. I just put it back on or just put it on the shelf. The Man, the Moment. Oh, there we go. So it's a book by Jason Williams, and the book is called "The Man, the Moment Demands." And it's basically, I guess you could kind of view it like a self-help book, but it talks a life about, how to become a comprehensive man in terms of like how we master our day to day, how we navigate our emotions, how we navigate our relationships and stuff like that. And for me, I'm always looking to grow. And the brother Jason Williams, I've seen him, like, clips of him speaking, and his martial arts classes and stuff like that. And he's a person that I feel is one of those people that always adds value when he walks in the spaces, right? Or when I see his stuff come up on my timeline. So yeah, man, no, it was a great read and stuff, and there's like definitely several highlights and things, little gems or whatever to kind of keep in mind. And at the time I read it too, man, I was going through a lot, so it was a great read. That's really cool, man. Thank you for telling me. I sent the message via the link. Awesome, great. So I got you. Sorry for being less present watching at work. So So I was doing it podcast style and listening and chiming in when I can. Man, you're all good, fam. No worries to anybody. Oh man, Tommy, I'm so sorry for your loss, bro. Definitely sending good energy your way, man. Sorry for your loss. Sorry to the family as well. Condolences to you all. But yeah, man, will do. Yeah, everyone do me a favor and appreciate every breath this weekend. There we go. And shout out to Sal coming through last minute with the no look. You know what I mean? With the dime. I appreciate it. He actually, this technically, it's 5 instead of 10. You know what I'm saying. Dime, no look, Pat, no. Tough crowd. So anyway, man, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, sending lots of love to Tommy Hackett, though, for sure, man. Definitely will have questions for next time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Much love. Back at you, bro. Just got here late, and peace, fam. All good, man. Never on schedule, but always on time. We appreciate you, good brother. All right. So everybody, man, y'all have an amazing weekend. Thank you for helping me hit the goal. Sal, thanks again, man, for coming through in the clutch. Isaiah, happy birthday to you once again. I will get that package out to you within the next few days. I do have to travel out of town this weekend to go check on my mom. Y'all send a prayer up for my mom. She's good, but we're just checking on her health and make sure, she's living her best life, even at 80 plus. So yeah, man, on that note, I'm out of here. Thank y'all as always also for supporting Words Beats in Life. And yeah, man, I'll see you soon. Talk to you soon. Peace. Oh, and it's time for my youngest daughter's favorite part of the show. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Here we go. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yeah, 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 yo, 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 yeah, yeah. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yo. Subscribe, like, do whatever you like. Stay subscribed, like, do whatever you like. That's right.